All India Radio presents Morning News. Good morning. I am Lalema Aneja Dang, and with me is Subhadra Ramachandran. The headlines. Severe cyclonic storm Umpun crosses West Bengal and moves towards Bangladesh. Railways to start running 200 trains from June 1. Booking of tickets to start at 10 this morning. Domestic flights to resume from the 25th of May. Home Ministry removes domestic air travel from the list of prohibited activities. Government exempts pregnant women employees from attending office. Defence Ministry approves procurement of 26 defence items from local suppliers only to boost Make in India. And special flights under Vande Bharat mission bring back 1,800 stranded Indian nationals from the Gulf countries. Cyclonic storm Umpun crossed West Bengal coast this morning and moved towards Bangladesh. Packing winds of up to 190 kilometers per hour, Umpun rampaged through coastal Odisha and West Bengal yesterday. The most powerful cyclone to form over the Bay of Bengal in over 2 decades, Umpun made landfall at 4:30 p.m. yesterday. The howling winds, accompanied by heavy downpour, flattened houses, uprooted trees and electric poles. Umpun had weakened to very severe cyclone category before making landfall. It claimed 12 lives in West Bengal, Kolkata, Howrah, Hooghly, North and South 24 Parganas districts, and the nearby areas bore the brunt of the natural calamity. No casualties have been reported from Odisha yet. Intense rainfall was recorded in several areas of Puri, Khurda, Jagatsinghpur, Cuttack, Kendrapada, Jajpur, Ganjam, Bhadrak and Baleshwar districts of Odisha. At least 6.58 lakh people were evacuated in West Bengal and Odisha before the cyclone struck. NDRF Chief S.N. Pradhan said over 5 lakh people were evacuated in West Bengal and more than 1.58 lakh in Odisha. 20 NDRF teams have begun road clearing operations in Odisha, while 19 teams are shifting people to safety in West Bengal. The Umpun hit the shoreline of Bangladesh last night, bringing in heavy rains, storm surges and flooding. Our correspondent has the details.
The slightly weakened cyclone crossed the coastal areas of Bangladesh late last night. Under the impact of the cyclone, these areas experienced heavy rain and increase in the water level of rivers. 4 deaths have been reported so far, while hundreds of temporary housing structures were blown off under the impact of the wind blowing above 150 kilometers per hour. Even while it helped moderate the impact of the cyclone, the largest mangrove forest of the world, Sundarbans, has suffered damage due to cyclone. Government of Bangladesh undertook its largest evacuation exercise by moving 24 lakh people and 5 lakh cattle to more than 14,000 cyclone shelters. Rajesh Jha, AIR News, Dhaka.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said that during yesterday's cabinet meeting, important decisions were taken which are focused on welfare of migrants, poor, senior citizens, easier availability of credit and harnessing opportunities in the fisheries sector. He said the important cabinet decision on scheme for formalization of micro food processing enterprises will contribute to a vibrant food processing sector and will also strengthen the efforts towards Atmanirbhar Bharat. Mr. Modi said Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana will revolutionize the fishery sector and will invigorate it with latest technology, infrastructure and ensure financial assistance.
The Union Cabinet has given its ex post facto approval for the Jammu and Kashmir Adaptation of State Laws, Second Order 2020, issued under Jammu and Kashmir Reorganization Act 2019. This order has further modified the applicability of domicile conditions to all level of jobs in the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir. This order will apply the specified domicile criterion for employment to all posts in the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir. The Railways has said that the booking of tickets for 200 trains, which will run from 1st of June, will commence from 10 a.m. today. These trains will be fully reserved trains having both AC and non-AC classes. General coaches shall also have reserved seat for sitting. There will be no unreserved coach in the train. Railways Ministry said these special services will be in addition to the existing Shramik special trains and special AC trains. The ministry said other regular passenger services, including all mail and express passenger and suburban services, shall remain cancelled until further advice. Our correspondent reports that all stalls at stations, including food plazas, will be opened, but only takeaway food will be given.
For these trains, only online e-ticketing can be done through IRCTC website or through mobile app. The advanced reservation period will be a maximum of 30 days. RAC and waitlist will be generated. No Tatkal and premium Tatkal booking shall be permitted in these trains. Only passengers with confirmed tickets will be allowed to enter the railway station. All passengers must wear face covers or masks upon entry and during travel. The passengers will have to reach the station at least 90 minutes in advance to facilitate thermal screening at the station. Only passengers who are found asymptomatic will be permitted to travel. On arrival at their destination, the passengers will have to adhere to the health protocols prescribed by the destination state and union territories. All passengers have to download and use the Arogya Setu app. With Dipendra Kumar, Suparna Saikia, AIR News, Delhi.
Indian Railways have transported more than 23.5 lakhs passengers to their home states through Shramik special trains in 20 days. Subsequent to the Home Ministry's direction, Indian Railways had decided to operate Shramik special trains from 1st of this month. Ministry of Railways in a statement said that so far a total of 1,773 Shramik special trains have been operationalized from various states across the country.
Union Home Ministry has amended the guidelines on lockdown measures to facilitate domestic air travel for stranded persons in India. Making amendment in the guidelines, the ministry said that the domestic air travel of passengers is deleted from the list of prohibited activities. The Home Ministry said detailed guidelines for operation of airports and air travel of passengers will be issued by the Ministry of Civil Aviation. Civil Aviation Minister Hardeep Singh Puri yesterday announced that domestic civil aviation operations will recommence in a calibrated manner from the 25th of this month. In a tweet, Mr. Puri said all airports and air carriers are being informed to be ready for operations from Monday. Here's more from our correspondent.
Exactly 2 months after the government imposed a nationwide lockdown to curb the spread of novel coronavirus, the domestic flight operations are set to resume again. All scheduled commercial passenger flights have been suspended in the country since 25th March. However, cargo flights and special flights to repatriate Indian citizens are in operation during the lockdown period. Earlier this month, in a communication, the Airports Authority of India, AAI, had asked all airports to be prepared to handle flight operations. Railways has already started operations with special trains, and with the recommencing of flight operations, commuting will be easier for people. Anupam Mishra, AIR News, Delhi.
The total number of active COVID-19 cases in the country stands at 61,149. Briefing media in New Delhi, Health Ministry officials said 42,298 people have recovered. He said when lockdown started, the recovery rate was 7.1% and it has now improved to 39.62%.
जब हमने लॉकडाउन स्टार्ट किया था तो हमारे यहाँ पर रिकवरी रेट अराउंड 7.1% था. सेकेंड लॉकडाउन जब हमारा शुरू हुआ तो 11.42% के करीब था. धीरे धीरे बढ़ते हुए वह 26.59% हुआ और आज हम पाते हैं कि अराउंड 39.62%, अप्रोक्सीमेटली 40% लोग जो कि कोविड पॉजिटिव पाए गए वह रिकवर हो चुके हैं.
The official said 62 people per lakh population of the world have been infected by COVID-19, while in India the figure is just 7.9 COVID-19 cases per lakh population. He said figures in 10 most infected countries range from 115 to 496. The Health Ministry official further said overall 4.2 people per lakh population have died due to COVID-19, but in India, number of deaths reported per lakh population is just 0.2.
Delhi Development Authority DDA has decided to open its sports complexes and golf courses from today with restrictions and social distancing norms in view of COVID-19 pandemic. The timings for sports complexes will be from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Persons above 65 years, children and below 10 years, and persons suffering from chronic diseases will not be allowed in sports complexes and golf courses. DDA said that face masks and gloves are compulsory for the members. In Rajasthan, life is returning to normal after the relaxations in lockdown. Markets have been opened in most of the small and big cities and business activities are picking up. 89% of the state's mega industrial units and about two-thirds of the large-scale industrial units have resumed operations.
Himachal Pradesh has witnessed a sharp increase in the number of corona cases. 18 cases were recorded during the past 24 hours. Out of these, 13 cases were reported from Kangra, 4 in Mandi and 1 in Kullu districts. Most of these patients had returned to the state from Mumbai recently. The continued surge in the number of cases are being seen due to the arrival of residents from various parts of the country. Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath has assured migrant workers that his government is making arrangements to run adequate number of trains and buses for their safe and dignified return. He urged them not to walk or use unsafe modes of transport to return to their homes. Our correspondent reports that state government has arranged a record number of 1,044 trains for migrants.
Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath has stressed on creating awareness among the migrants for using safe transport. So far, 838 Shramik special trains have brought more than 14 lakh migrant laborers and workers of the state. And in the next 2 days, 206 more trains are coming. Intra-state trains have also been arranged so that migrant workers can reach their native places easily. Chief Minister has directed the officials to ensure that the migrant laborers are provided with water and food as soon as they enter the state before their screening and taking them safely to their destinations. Respective commissioners have also been instructed to undertake regular monitoring of the Shramik special trains arriving in their divisions. Sushil Chandra Tiwari, AIR News, Lucknow.
Uttar Pradesh government has launched the Uttar Pradesh Startup Fund to encourage the youth of the state for entrepreneurship. Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath handed over the first installment of 15 crore rupees to Small Industries Development Bank of India, SIDBI, at a function in Lucknow yesterday. While launching the fund, the Chief Minister said that a new startup policy is need of the hour for agriculture, health, education and other important sectors so that the youth of the state could connect with it.
Maharashtra Governor Bhagat Singh Koshyari reviewed the COVID-19 situation in the state at a high-level meeting with senior officials at Raj Bhavan yesterday. More from our correspondent.
Governor B.S. Koshyari has advised the state administration to prepare itself for COVID challenge, considering the likely situation of coronavirus disease in the months of June and July. He asked the government to keep enough medical facilities, doctors, staff and beds ready in order to properly handle the load during monsoon months. He also asked the administration to make sure that non-COVID or general patients do not suffer anywhere in the state for want of medical facilities. Besides, the governor instructed to take special measures for containment zones like Dharavi. The governor also took review of transportation of migrant workers to their home states and the status of relief camp for migrant workers. Nivedita, AIR News, Mumbai.
In Gujarat, the rate of recovery of COVID-19 patients has improved to 41.62%. State Health Department said with 176 patients discharged from hospitals yesterday, the total number of patients recovered from COVID-19 has risen to 5,219. The state reported 398 new cases and 30 deaths yesterday. The total number of COVID-19 cases in the state has risen to 12,539 yesterday. A report.
Public life in non-containment zone is being normalized with the openings of shop, market and transport services. Chief Minister Vijay Rupani sought people's support in the fight against COVID-19 by launching I Am Also a Corona Warrior campaign. This week-long campaign, which will commence from today, is aimed at making people aware about 3 basic rules to fight coronavirus, such as children and elderly citizens should remain indoors, not venturing out without masks, and always maintaining social distancing. Aparna Khun, AIR News, Ahmedabad.
Department of Personnel and Training, DOPT, has exempted pregnant women officials and staff members from attending office. Minister of State in Prime Minister's Office and MOS for Personnel and Training, Dr. Jitendra Singh said a circular to this effect has been issued and is expected to be followed by different ministries, departments as well as state and union territory governments. He said pregnant women employees who are not already on maternity leave will also be exempted from attending office. Persons with disabilities are also to be given similar exemption from attending office.
In the tribal-dominated Jhabua district of Madhya Pradesh, the Women of Rural Livelihood Mission have started Didi vehicle service for rural women for safe delivery. This vehicle service is completely free. A report.
Women of Rural Livelihood Mission have started this service for 29 villages of 10 Gram Panchayats of Petlabad Development Block of Jhabua. Arpit Tiwari of Livelihood Mission said that this vehicle will also be available for other emergency services.
सुबह 7 बजे से 11 बजे तक आगामी 45 दिनों तक ये सेवा बिल्कुल निःशुल्क रहेगी एवं ये जो दीदी सेवा वाहन चालू किया गया है इसकी देखरेख सभी प्रतिनिधि मिलकर कर रहे हैं.
Sugna Parmar, a member of this livelihood group, informed that we are providing vehicle completely free.
और ये दीदी वाहन सेवा निःशुल्क प्रदान की जाएगी.
The women are bearing the expenses of Didi vehicle service through the interest they earn on their savings. At a time of COVID-19 outbreak, Didi vehicle service is proving to be a lifeline for pregnant rural women in tribal areas. With Harish Yadav from Jhabua, Sanjeev Sharma, AIR News, Bhopal.
You are listening to the morning news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Severe cyclonic storm Umpun crosses West Bengal and moves towards Bangladesh. Railways to start running 200 trains from June 1. Booking of tickets to start at 10 this morning. Domestic flights to resume from 25th of May. Home Ministry removes domestic air travel from the list of prohibited activities. Government exempts pregnant women employees from attending office. Defence Ministry approves procurement of 26 defence items from local suppliers only to boost Make in India. And special flights under Vande Bharat mission bring back 1,800 stranded Indian nationals from Gulf countries. For quick news updates around the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle @AIR News Alerts.
Ministry of Defence has approved procurement of 26 defence items only from local suppliers to boost Make in India. The government has issued Public Procurement Preference to Make in India Order 2017 to encourage Make in India and to promote manufacturing and production of goods and services in India. Under this order, Department of Defence Production (DDP) has so far notified 127 items where purchase preference is given to local suppliers. In order to further encourage procurement from local suppliers, 26 items out of 127 already notified have now been notified under the related clause of the Public Procurement Order. Special flights under Vande Bharat mission brought back 1,800 stranded Indian nationals from the Gulf countries yesterday. 11 flights took off from Saudi Arabia, UAE, Oman, Kuwait and Qatar to India under the Vande Bharat mission yesterday. From Doha, there were 2 flights, one going to Hyderabad and the other to Visakhapatnam. The flight to Visakhapatnam had 140 passengers, while the flight to Hyderabad had 177 passengers and 7 infants. 3 flights took off from Saudi Arabia, Riyadh to Kannur and Daman to Bengaluru. This flight will later go to Hyderabad as well. Priority was given to distressed blue-collared workers, medical emergency cases, pregnant women, stranded tourists and elderly people on these special flights. 4 flights from Muscat, Doha and Dubai are scheduled today from the Gulf under the Vande Bharat mission. Nearly 700 stranded Indians hope to be repatriated back to the country. There are 2 flights from Muscat, one to Delhi and the other to Kozhikode. Flight from Dubai is scheduled for Thiruvananthapuram, while flight from Doha will go to Kochi.
In our series Experts Speak on All India Radio, we bring you the views of the leading medical experts on COVID-19. Talking to AIR News, Dr. A.K. Varshane, Senior Physician, RML Hospital, described about comorbidity.
कोमोर्बिडिटी का मतलब है कि उनको पहले से ही काफी गंभीर बीमारियां हैं या जो बड़े बुजुर्ग हैं 70 साल के 80 साल के जिनकी इम्यूनिटी बहुत कम होती है, तो यही हम बार बार कह रहे हैं कि भाई जो ऐसे व्यक्ति हैं या जो मान लीजिए प्रेग्नेंट मदर्स हैं उनकी भी उस स्टेज में, हालांकि वो स्वस्थ प्रेगनेंसी में इम्यूनिटी कम होती है, तो ऐसे लोगों को बहुत ज्यादा सावधानी रखने की जरूरत है. जो मृत्यु दर है वो इन लोगों में बहुत ज्यादा है, तो ये लोग ज्यादा सावधानियां रखें.
He also discussed the recovery rate and use of ventilators for mainly people with comorbidities.
60-70% मरीज तो ऐसे होते हैं जिनको बहुत ही या तो कोई सिम्टम होते ही नहीं या बहुत हल्के से सिम्टम होते हैं, थोड़ा हल्का बुखार, हल्की खांसी होती है। 20-25% मरीज होते हैं जिनमें थोड़े सिम्टम ज्यादा होते हैं, लेकिन जिसमें 5-7% मरीज ही ऐसे होते हैं जिनको ऑक्सीजन की उनमें से जरूरत पड़ती है। अब 3%, 4% के करीब मरीज ऐसे हैं जिनको निमोनिया इतना ज्यादा हो जाता है कि उनको हमें मशीन पे डालना पड़ता है, जिसको हम वेंटिलेटर बोलते हैं। और ये पेशेंट ज्यादातर वो लोग होते हैं जो कि एक बड़ी उम्र के हैं, 65 साल से ज्यादा के व्यक्ति हैं, जिनको के डायबिटीज है, हार्ट डिजीज है, गुर्दे की बीमारियां हैं, फेफड़े की बीमारियां हैं।
The News Services Division of All India Radio in its bilingual live phone-in program today will bring you a special discussion program on COVID-19. Dr. Nand Kumar, Professor of Department of Psychiatry at AIIMS, will participate in the discussion. Listeners can ask questions to the experts on toll-free telephone numbers 1-800-115767, repeat 1-800-115767. You can also ask questions on telephone numbers 011-2331-4444 and post queries on our Twitter handle @AIR News Alerts by hashtag AskAir. This can be heard tonight on FM Gold channel and additional frequencies from 9:25 p.m. onwards. This program will also be available on our website newsonair.com and on our YouTube channel News on Air Official. You can also follow us on the News on Air app for updates. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman has urged industry to plan for engaging labour with a more professional approach and engage in skilling. Speaking at an interaction through video conferencing with Confederation of Indian Industry CII, Ms. Sitharaman stressed that the government trusts industry fully and comprehensively. She said industry needs to reset its relations with workers and plan for labour including unskilled labour. Textiles Ministry has released a list of laboratories equipped to conduct testing and certification of synthetic blood penetration resistance test required for body coveralls for COVID-19. All testing, certification and quality control procedures required in connection with PPE body coveralls can be conducted in these laboratories. These include Small Arms Factory in Kanpur, Laboratory of Textiles Committee in Mumbai and Heavy Vehicles Factory in Tamil Nadu. Human Resource Development Minister Ramesh Pokhriyal Nishank has launched IGNOU's online program MA Hindi through Facebook live session. Speaking on the occasion, the minister said that this would strengthen our Padhe India online initiative and commended IGNOU's role in promoting online education. He stressed on the role Hindi language plays not in India but in other countries including Mauritius, Fiji, Suriname, etc. The HRD minister also said that the initiatives like National Digital Library NDL, Swayam Prabha, Diksha, among other platforms are providing digital education to lakhs of learners across India, and IGNOU's step in the same direction will give impetus to this. India and Bangladesh operationalized 5 new ports of call and 2 more protocol routes to enhance connectivity and trade between the two countries. High Commissioner of India to Bangladesh Riva Ganguly Das and the Secretary, Ministry of Shipping Government of Bangladesh, Mohammad Mesbah Uddin Chaudhry, signed the addendum to the protocol on inland water transit and trade in Dhaka. Among the newly added ports of call, Dhulian, Maiya, Kolaghat, Sonamura and Jogigopha are on the Indian side, while Rajshahi, Sultanganj, Chilmadi, Daudkhandi and Bahadurabad are on the Bangladesh side.
And now let's take a look at the weather today. In the national capital, minimum temperature will be 23 degrees Celsius, while maximum is expected to be 41 degrees Celsius. The metropolis is likely to witness strong surface winds during the daytime. Mumbai will witness partly cloudy sky with the minimum temperature of 26 degrees Celsius and maximum temperature remaining around 35 degrees Celsius. In the south, Chennai may also witness partly cloudy sky. The temperature will hover between 32 and 42 degrees Celsius. Kolkata is expected to see generally cloudy sky with light rain. The minimum temperature in the city will be 25 degrees Celsius, while maximum nearly 31. In the north, Jammu will witness minimum temperature of 22 degrees Celsius, while maximum temperature will be around 38 degrees Celsius. The city will see mainly clear sky. In Srinagar, the minimum temperature will be 8 degrees Celsius, with mercury rising to a maximum of around 27 degrees Celsius. The city will observe mainly clear sky. However, it may become partly cloudy in the evening or at night. In Gilgit, the temperature will hover between 13 and 26 degrees Celsius. Sky will be mainly clear and may become partly cloudy towards afternoon or evening. In Muzaffarabad, the sky will be mainly clear, becoming partly cloudy towards evening or night. The minimum temperature is expected to be around 13 degrees Celsius and maximum around 34 degrees Celsius. The 15th Finance Commission has reconvened its high-level group on the health sector. The decision comes in the wake of the COVID-19 pandemic and the necessity to formulate the way ahead to handle similar health challenges in the country. The high-level group of the Finance Commission will review its original recommendations in the context of the current COVID-19 pandemic. It will also reassess the requirement of health manpower and estimated requirement of resources for the next 5 years in the country. Mechanism to fund these requirements will also be critically examined by the group. The Finance Commission, with its reconvened high-level group on health sector, will hold a meeting today through video conferencing.
Human Resource Development Minister Ramesh Pokhriyal Nishank has released 3 handbooks prepared by the Central Board of Secondary Education, CBSE, on measures taken by the board to adopt value-based global standards of education. Releasing these 3 booklets through video conferencing in New Delhi, Mr. Nishank said that Cyber Safety Handbook has been prepared for students of secondary and senior secondary schools to create awareness about cyber security among the students from class 9 to 12. He said the booklet will be a perfect guide for teenagers who use internet and other digital platforms, frequently may face variety of security risks. The minister further informed that through the booklet, In Pursuit of Excellence, a handbook for principals, the school principals will be made aware of the board systems and other useful information. He said it will ensure better coordination between schools and CBSE administration. Mr. Nishank also added that the third booklet is 21st Century Skills. It is a handbook through which CBSE will make everyone aware of 21st century skills and motivate them to use them in their daily lives. The HRD minister expressed hope that these booklets will help developing better understanding of the cybersecurity, improving efficiency, gaining skills and leadership experience. Maharashtra Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray has asked the entertainment industry to prepare an action plan on limited resumption of film shooting and post-production activities by adhering to social distancing norms amidst the coronavirus-induced lockdown. Interacting with representatives of the entertainment industry, especially from the Marathi theatre, television and cinema, Mr. Thackeray said government would consider providing rent concessions to production houses which have their sets erected in the film city and supporting folk artists. And now an overview of today's newspapers. Destruction in Odisha, West Bengal as Umpun strikes is the Hindustan Times headlines. Many dead as heavy rain, devastating winds, flattened houses, trees, power poles, says the report. Cops taking Ayurvedic mixtures and medicines to boost immunity is a pioneer headline. The kadha is made of cloves, ginger, small and big cardamom, licorice and cinnamon. The Tribune report of the death of Major General K.L. Rathan. He was the architect of the military defense of Poonch during the 1971 Indo-Pak War. He was also awarded the Mahavir Chakra. In a first, Singapore gives death sentence on Zoom because of the city-state's coronavirus lockdown, is the Asian Age report. And finally, the Times of India has a story that treatments worth 13,000 crore rupees have been provided under Ayushman Bharat since the scheme was launched.
And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Severe cyclonic storm Umpun crosses West Bengal and moves towards Bangladesh. Railways to start running 200 trains from June the 1st. Booking of tickets to start at 10 this morning. Domestic flights to resume from the 25th of May. Home Ministry removes domestic air travel from the list of prohibited activities. Government exempts pregnant women employees from attending office. Defence Ministry approves procurement of 26 defence items from local suppliers only to boost Make in India. And special flights under the Vande Bharat mission bring back 1,800 stranded Indian nationals from the Gulf countries. Well, for details of these stories and more, you may log on to our website www.newsonair.com and also News on AIR app. And with that, we end the morning news. Have a nice day.